cheers to you.
Cheers.
And cheers to I Love.
Cheers. I love burgers.
Would you be willing to cut someone out of your life for a Whopper? Was a Whopper the launchpad for a famous comedian? Well, let's find out with the top 10 untold truths of the Burger King Whopper. The Whopper hacked Google Home devices.
Let me know what you recover from his computer. Has he transmitted the lists? If so, to whom?
Burger King has had some interesting marketing campaigns over the years. If you follow the mantra that any publicity is good publicity, then BK has been wildly successful in their campaigns. One campaign that had a mixed response was the campaign that took advantage of Google Home and Google devices. This campaign resulted in some interesting and very false information about their Whopper being released to the public. It all started with a 15-second commercial that aired on major networks. In the commercial, a Burger King employee holds up a Whopper sandwich and says,
"Okay, Google, what is the Whopper burger?"
This, of course, would set off the Google devices people had set up in their homes. The devices would list out all of the Whopper ingredients from the burger's Wikipedia page. In response to this, several people went on to Wikipedia to make a few of their own edits to the Whopper's information page. They got creative and added some wild claims and unsettling ingredients like toenail clippings and cyanide to the sandwich's list of ingredients and description. This got Burger King and the Whopper in particular quite a bit of attention. If the goal was to get people talking about the sandwich and bringing it into the public eye, then taking advantage of Google's voice command capabilities was a huge success. The Whopper for breakfast?
Yeah, thanks.
When breakfast had a hold on the fast food world, and not all in a good way, Burger King jumped into the fray with an idea called Burgers at Breakfast. In this interesting move in 2014, the Whopper made its way onto the breakfast menu at select Burger King locations. On the updated breakfast menu, customers could find the Whopper, including its many different versions and variations, burgers, chicken, and French fries. Around the same time, main rival McDonald's was handing out free coffee and playing around with longer breakfast times. And places like Taco Bell and KFC, who normally have no breakfast affiliations, were debuting their own unique takes on breakfast cuisine, like a waffle taco and a waffle chicken sandwich. It was a unique approach to the fast food breakfast frenzy the world seemed to be going through at the time. The Horse Whopper Scandal.
Just stick to the official statement and soon this will all be behind you.
There have been some concerning and scandalous pieces of news that have come out in relation to big fast food chains. Like when news broke that Subway bread shared an ingredient with things like yoga mats. Or when Taco Bell was sued, claiming their taco meat couldn't legally be called beef. Well, Burger King and its star menu item, the Whopper, are no exception when it comes to scandalous news. In 2013, BK made headlines in the UK for all the wrong reasons. A meat production plant in Ireland was contaminated with horse meat, affecting many retailers and restaurants. Burger King found itself in the midst of the drama because this was the same plant that provided Burger King with its hamburger meat for their UK restaurants. Burger King tested its restaurants, and yes, they did find trace amounts of horse DNA. Thankfully, BK pulled all the burgers from the restaurant even after having tested negative. But this didn't stop Burger King from taking some serious precautions in response to this unexpected news. Burger King removed the Irish supplier from their supplier list, and they replaced them with suppliers in Germany and Italy. Burger King wasn't the only one to be disturbed and moved to action by the contamination scare. Other retailers left this supplier for a new one, and of course, consumers became more skeptical and concerned about their food sources. And who can blame them? The left-handed Whopper, finally.
What's wrong with your hand?
Nothing.
In 1998, Burger King decided it was time to do something for all 1.4 million of their left-handed customers they had filing into their restaurants on a regular basis. So what did they do? They released the left-handed Whopper. And what exactly was the science used to make this happen? Burger King simply rotated all the burger fixings and condiments on the burger by 180 degrees. Left-handed people everywhere rejoiced. And in case you're wondering, yes, this was an April Fool's Fool's Day prank. But that didn't stop people from rushing to restaurants to get themselves a left-handed Whopper. And let's not forget about all the right-handed people who had to be sure their order was the original and oriented in the direction they needed. It was a clever piece of marketing that got BK some attention and showed love to the left-handed people everywhere. The Whopper wasn't the Whopper in San Antonio.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me.
In San Antonio, Texas, the term Whopper belonged to someone else, a place called Whopper Burger. And no, this restaurant had nothing to do with the Burger King we all know today. The existence of Whopper Burger made life for Burger King in the San Antonio area a little more complicated than usual because Whopper Burger held the rights for the term Whopper in relation to burgers. This meant Burger King couldn't use this term at all in the region, not on their menu and not in their ads. So Burger King had to come up with another way to sell the Whopper in San Antonio. So BK decided to call their Whopper the Deluxe Burger. This, of course, doesn't have the same ring to it or deliver the same appeal that the name Whopper does. But what could the home of the Whopper do?
Not too much.
The situation was eventually resolved on a sad note when the restaurant Whopper Burger was sold by the late owner's widow to the same company that owned Burger King at the time. This gave Burger King the ability to have their Whopper on the menu and in their ads everywhere they wanted. First time here? Well, become an official BabbleTopper by taking a quick second to hit that subscribe button. Thanks. Now, more Whopper exploits. Losing friends over the Whopper.
You and I, we're actually never friends.
Yes, you heard that right. The Whopper was used to destroy thousands of friendships. In another clever marketing scheme, the Whopper was used as an incentive for people to end their friendships. How did this work? Well, you could get a free Whopper sandwich if you unfriended 10 of your Facebook friends. This campaign was named the Whopper Sacrifice. Through the Whopper Sacrifice Facebook app, Burger King gave participants a coupon for every 10 friends they unfriended while using the app. The app would say things like, "You liked John, you love the Whopper," while Xing your former friends. Oh, and the app would also send a notification to the person unfriended to let them know that they were unfriended for a Whopper. The Whopper Sacrifice ended when 233,906 people had been unfriended. That's an awful lot of friendships ended for the sake of a free burger. The Whopper was here first.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
With McDonald's being the fast food giant that it is, it wouldn't be surprising to think the Big Mac was the first burger to hit the market. But that isn't the case at all. While the original McDonald's had already been in operation for over a decade, Burger King made its debut in 1954, and just a few short years later, they introduced the Whopper to their menu. The Whopper was released in 1957, and the Big Mac only came out in 1968. The Whopper predates the Big Mac by more than 10 years. It wasn't even the first big burger out there. It was developed to compete with a local chain located near one of the original Burger King restaurants. The name came about to emphasize the size and value, as in, it's a Whopper of a burger. This became the central marketing component for Burger King, and it continues to be its best seller. It even outsells the Big Mac. When it first came out, it was available for 37 cents. For the time, this was a hefty price, but it matched the size of the burger. Even by today's standards, the price for the sandwich can be considered more than the average burger, but with a name like the Whopper, this is not your average burger. Oops, the Whopper Jr. was an accident.
You gotta be kidding me.
Accidents happen, and sometimes good things come from them. Good things like the Whopper Jr., which has continued to be a long-standing menu item for the Burger King chain. And it has even inspired Whopper Jr. spin-offs like the Chicken Whopper Jr. But what was the accident that led to the creation of this smaller version of the classic burger? Well, it all began with poor timing for a new Burger King restaurant opening. When a new Burger King was preparing for its grand opening in Puerto Rico, the owner, Luis Arenas Perez discovered that the molds needed for the Whopper-sized burger buns hadn't arrived. So Perez improvised with standard-sized burger buns and dubbed the creation the Whopper Jr. From then on, the Whopper Jr. made its way to become a regular part of the BK menu. And of course, Perez was commended for his work by being inducted into the Burger King Hall of Fame. He was even promoted to the position of CEO for Burger King's Puerto Rico parent company, Caribbean Restaurants. No doubt what started out as bad timing and probably quite a bit of stress for this new owner turned into a whole lot of good for the company and the creative and inventive Perez. The Whopper's many styles and looks.
Let's go make history.
From a black burger bun to angry sauce, the Whopper, like any good celebrity, has reinvented itself a number of times since its beginning. Of course, there's the Whopper Jr., but then there's also Whopper sandwiches available that include simple upgrades in comparison to the original, like the number of beef patties used in the Double Whopper or the Triple Whopper. They've even had a Chicken Whopper and a Junior Chicken Whopper. For all the vegetarians and vegans out there, there's a meatless Whopper option, dubbed the Impossible Whopper, aptly named since it's made with the Impossible Foods meat alternative. The Whopper's also hopped up on the latest pop culture trends, sponsored events, and promoted social change. The Whopper regularly gets shaken up and dressed up in different ways to communicate the brand's stance on social issues, like the Proud Whopper to show their support for the LGBTQ+ community. For Halloween, they released the Halloween Whopper that first came out in 2015.
I want my Whopper.
The Halloween burger was the classic Whopper on black burger buns made with A1 steak sauce to achieve the bun's color instead of the classic-looking burger bun. They've also done the Angry Whopper that featured jalapeno peppers and a spicy sauce dubbed Angry Sauce. There's no doubt that Burger King will continue to use their famous Whopper sandwich to stay relevant in the public's eye. The Whopper helped Ellen get her break.
You leave the bathroom to go back to your table. I'm full. I ate in the bathroom.
Every big star has to get started somewhere, and for comedians, getting started in the comedy world isn't easy. And it wasn't easy for well-known comedians like Ellen DeGeneres either. In her early days, she was working multiple jobs to make ends meet while trying to get her big break. Her early gigs were unique and done in a way that most people wouldn't have even seen coming. She showed up with a Whopper meal, complete with fries and a shake. She'd walk up on stage and tell her audience that she hadn't eaten all day, so she'd stop to pick up a meal on her way there. She'd then start her performance while also starting to dig into her Whopper meal. She'd start to set up her joke, and then she would hold up a finger and take a bite of her food, saying things like,
That's good. Right? That's better.
She did this on repeat while the audience sat there and waited for her to begin her routine. When she was done with her meal, she'd walk off the stage. Her whole comedy routine show was sitting on stage, eating her food, and saying things like, "What I wanted to talk about was," and never getting any further into her joke. People loved it. She started getting more gigs from this, launching her into stardom and becoming a household name. Who would have thought the Whopper would play such a central role in someone's big break into comedy? It's pretty unlikely that Burger King could have seen that coming. Stick around. Just tap or click another great video. Leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell to join our notification squad.